Okay, so let's continue. Let's move on. For the next activity, remember that every time we practice expressions and idioms, I always tell you to do sentences. So please choose 3. From exercise D and exercise E. No 3 and 3. 3 in total, okay? Three expressions in total from exercises D and E. And write 3 sentences. Remember, you have to use the expressions. On the fence, a fish out of water, pulls your leg, a losing battle, it's bad enough that, how do you like that, and money talks. Okay? Choose 3 and make the sentences, please. When you finish, you tell me. When you finish, you tell me, guys, please.
Finish.
Yes, okay, very good. Altair, can you begin, please?
Yep. I would like to invest $100 and earn 1 billion in a week. Surely you are pulling your leg. When you are drunk and you are able to move your body, surely it's a loss involved. Saturday I feel like a fish out of water and the pond.
You finished?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, very good, excellent. Joali, can you read your sentences, please?
Yep. When you leave the routine, you feel like a fish out of water. Honestly, when you talk about it, I thought you were pulling my leg. And it's bad to know that. So if you want to make the situation worse, do it.
Very good, excellent. Ali?
Okay. I feel like 8 p.m. Espérame, es que me está. I feel like a fish out of water because I'm in a accountant area and I am an engineer. And I think that I am losing the battle with the data systems because it's a kind of system a little hard to manipulate. But for me, it's totally fine to be working there. And my mom says, "How do you like that?" And I answer, "I don't know. I like the challenge."
Okay, very good. All right, very good, excellent, guys. Any questions? No questions? Okay. All right, we are not going to do the think and explain. We're going to go to the speaking activity. Okay, speaking, it says, read the options. Explain why you agree or disagree. Discuss how you think you will use English in your own lives. Okay, please, Joali, you are going to do the first one. This one is for you, Joali. Then, Altair, you're going to read this one. And Ali, you are going to do this one. Okay, so the idea is that you read this and then give your opinion on how you think you would use English in your own lives. Okay? you have to give an opinion about the topic, let's say, okay, about this, okay? So I'll give you 1 minute to think about it, and when you're ready, we begin. 1 minute.
I think I have my answer.
Okay, very good.
I need to write.
I don't know, do you have a good memory?
No, but I tried it.
Yo tampoco escribí. Entonces vamos.
Okay, no, it's
que darle.
okay. If you don't need to write, it's okay, no problem. Okay, so let's begin. Let's do it like the way it is. Joali, you begin, then Altair, and then Ali. Okay, so Joali, you begin.
Yeah. If you want to be considered proficient in English, you should never make mistakes and you should sound like a native speaker.
Okay.
I think that is, oh no, I disagree with this text because if you aren't a native speaker, it's obviously that you will make mistakes. So in the matter of time, you could be perfectionist your language. So it's obviously that you will be make mistakes.
Okay. Very good. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Altair?
Okay, this day, speaking English is like knowing how to use a computer. You need a skill for a better job. In my case, I think I agree because, well, and use programs as Word, Excel, and basically programs. Your work could be faster and more efficient. So it's necessary you know about eventually you need knowledge about your computer. I think so. That is my answer.
Very good, Altair. Ali?
Okay, the most important goal in learning English is to be able to function socially and communicate successfully. It's true, the main goal is communicate with everyone, to speak English, knowing new places when traveling, asking for places or meal or food.
Okay.
Teacher, that's all. That's all.
All right. Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. All right, nice. Let's go to the next page and we're going to continue. In this last unit, we only have one grammar point. Remember that usually there are two, but in this case, there is only one. We are not going to see it yet, probably tomorrow. But there is going to be a lot of vocabulary. Yeah, this is the only grammar point. I don't know if you remember, but a long time ago, I explained to you the use of phrasal verbs. And I told you that there are phrasal verbs that can be separated and phrasal verbs that cannot be separated. We are going to practice phrasal verbs, separable and inseparable, okay? So let's begin with this. This is vocabulary, okay? It's not grammar, it's vocabulary. It says, lesson number 1, goal, react to news about global issues. Vocabulary, phrasal verbs to discuss issues and problems. Read and listen, then listen again and repeat. We have a note here. It says, remember, phrasal verbs contain a verb and one or more particles that together have their own meaning. Particles are most commonly prepositions and adverbs. Okay? So usually, there can be one or two prepositions in the phrasal verb. There is always a verb and a preposition or two prepositions, okay? Or an adverb, no? Sometimes. Now, remember that when you put the phrasal verb together, you have one meaning. When you separate the phrasal verb, you have another meaning, okay? So it's very important that you check those things. So let's begin. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Bring about, make something happen, to cause to occur or exist. We need to agree about what the problems are if we expect to bring about changes. So that is the first one. Second, carry out, achieve or accomplish a plan or project. It's time the president carry out her promise to vaccinate all school-age children. That is carry out. Remember that all the changes in the verb, all the changes in tense happen in the verb. If you're talking in the past, you change the verb in past. If you're talking about present, you change the verb to present. Progressive, you change the verb to progressive, etc., etc. Never the preposition, okay? Never the preposition. Come down with, become sick with a particular illness. More than 1 million people have come down with the mosquito-borne virus. Okay, let's come down with. Come up with. Think of something such as an idea or a plan. Municipal governments need to come up with a new approach to reduce homelessness. Come up with. Go without. Live without something you need or usually have. No one should have to go without clean drinking water. Lay off. End the employment of workers due to economic conditions. The company recently announced they were laying off 200 employees. Put up with. Accept a bad situation or person without complaining. For many years, people in small villages have put up with inadequate roads. Run out of. Use up all of something and not have any more of it. If we're not careful, we'll run out of oil before alternative energy sources have been found. Wipe out. End or destroy something completely so it no longer exists. 10 years ago, few people could read or write in this country, but now illiteracy has been nearly wiped out. Okay? Now, do you have any question about these phrasal verbs? No questions? Guys, no questions?
No.
No? Okay.
Yo sí.
Tell me, Tai, do you have a question?
And yeah, could you explain me again the verb run out of? To run out of?
Run out of?
Yeah.
Quedarse sin algo.
Oh, okay.
For
Thanks.
example, let's imagine, let's imagine that you go to the bathroom and you run out of paper.
Okay.
Or let's imagine that you went to a party, to a peda, and you spend all your money, so you ran out of money.
Oh,
Okay.
no sé dónde lo voy a usar.
Okay, very good. No more questions?
No.
No? Okay, very good. Let's do the listen.
Phrasal verbs to discuss issues and problems. Read and listen. Bring about,
Carry out,
come down with,
come up with,
go without,
lay off,
put up with,
run out of,
wipe out. Now listen again and repeat. Bring about,
carry out,
come down with,
come up with,
go without,
lay off,
put up with,
run out of,
wipe out.
Questions?
No.
No? Okay, very good. All right, very good. Let's do the next activity. It says, listen to activate vocabulary. Listen to the conversations about global issues. After each conversation, complete the statement. We are going to use, obviously, the phrasal verbs in this activity, so please pay attention.
Listen to the conversations about global issues. After each conversation, complete the statement. Conversation 1. Have you been following the news about the refugees?
I have been. It's really distressing, isn't it? I can't imagine what it must be like for them to suddenly become homeless.
Apparently they have nothing, just the clothes on their backs.
Terrible. It's bad enough that they've lost their homes, but I heard that relief groups are running out of food for them. The situation must be just awful.
It's really a crisis. The government has got to come up with an effective emergency plan or it's going to be a catastrophe. Thousands of people are going to die. Conversation 2.
Have you heard about the polio epidemic in Afghanistan?
What? I thought polio had been wiped out years ago.
It was in a lot of places, but apparently not everywhere.
That's too bad. I wonder why it hasn't been wiped out there.
Well, they've been trying to wipe out polio once and for all by convincing more people to get vaccinated. It hasn't been a problem in urban areas, but in some more rural places, a lot of people feel it's against their religion. So they've just refused to get vaccinated.
That's really a shame. Sounds like a losing battle.
Maybe so.
Conversation 3.
Have you been following the story about the economic crisis?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They say workers are getting laid off left and right.
It makes you realize how lucky we are, doesn't it? I feel really bad for those people who lost their jobs.
Well, the good news is a group of super wealthy celebrities have been pressuring the president to come up with a plan to turn things around. And the president has actually been paying attention.
How do you like that? It just goes to show you, money talks.
Hey, as long as it gets the ball rolling to end the crisis, I'm all for it. But get this, the president has come up with a plan, but the liberals and the conservatives haven't been able to agree on how to pay for it.
Well, this is no time for them to be sitting on the fence.
I totally agree.
Do you need to listen one more time?
Yes.
Yeah,
Listen to
please.
the conversations about global issues. After each conversation, complete the statement. Conversation 1.
Have you been following the news about the refugees?
I have been. It's really distressing, isn't it? I can't imagine what it must be like for them to suddenly become homeless.
Apparently, they have nothing, just the clothes on their backs.
Terrible. It's bad enough that they've lost their homes, but I heard that relief groups are running out of food for them. The situation must be just awful.
It's really a crisis. The government has got to come up with an effective emergency plan, or it's going to be a catastrophe. Thousands of people are going to die.
Conversation 2.
Have you heard about the polio epidemic in Afghanistan?
What? I thought polio had been wiped out years ago.
It was in a lot of places, but apparently not everywhere.
That's too bad. I wonder why it hasn't been wiped out there.
Well, they've been trying to wipe out polio once and for all by convincing more people to get vaccinated. It hasn't been a problem in urban areas, but in some more rural places, a lot of people feel it's against their religion. So they've just refused to get vaccinated.
That's really a shame. Sounds like a losing battle.
Maybe so.
Conversation 3.
Have you been following the story about the economic crisis?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They say workers are getting laid off left and right.
It makes you realize how lucky we are, doesn't it? I feel really bad for those people who lost their jobs.
Well, the good news is a group of super wealthy celebrities have been pressuring the president to come up with a plan to turn things around. And the president has actually been paying attention.
How do you like that? It just goes to show you, money talks.
Hey, as long as it gets the ball rolling to end the crisis, I'm all for it. But get this, the president has come up with a plan, but the liberals and the conservatives haven't been able to agree on how to pay for it.
Well, this is no time for them to be sitting on the fence.
I totally agree.
Okay, let's check the answers. So we continue with the next one. Okay, Altair, what is the answer for number 1?
Well, answer is the letter A. But we are full son.
Can you read the complete sentence, please?
The refugees. Sí, refugees.
Refugees. Yes.
Refugees. The refugees will go without full son.
Soon, no son.
Soon. Son es sol, ¿verdad?
Yes. O
Ah, está
hijo,
bueno.
depende.
O hijo.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, very good.
complicado.
All right, excellent. Ale, what about number 2?
I think lots of people have been coming down with this.
Coming down with the disease.
Yes.
Yes, very good. And Joali, the last one.
The government hasn't carried out the president's plan yet.
Carried out the president's plans yet. Excellent, very good, guys. Now the second activity, vocabulary practice 1. Circle the correct phrasal verb to complete each sentence. Okay, so please do it. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Coming.
Ah,
You
espérame.
finished?
Es mi mamá.
What?
Es mi mamá.
Ay, me la saludas.
Hola. Teacher, les saludó.
Ay, gracias. Saludos.
Gracias.
La veo pronto.
Gracias.
Are you ready, guys? Yoo-hoo.
Yep, teacher.
Okay. Yoali, you ready? Yoali.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Ali, you ready? Yes.
Yes.
Very good. All right. Ale, no, Yoali. Number 1, please.
Yeah. Because of increased
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 availability.
availability of the flu vaccines this year,
Vaccine.
vaccine
Uh-huh.
of the flu vaccine this year, very few people have come down with the disease.
Yeah, that is correct. Very good. Come down with the disease. All right. Very good. Excellent. Come down with the disease. All right. Excellent. Altair, number 2. Come on.
Yep, teacher. Many believe that is essential to wipe out terrorist organizations.
Yep. Wipe out. Very good. Wipe out.
Wipe out. Wipe out.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. Ale, number 3.
A decrease in donations to humanitarian organizations will force thousands to go without the food they need to survive.
Very good. Go without. All right. Yoali, number 4.
The oil company claims it will have to lay off 1/3 of its workforce on 3 continents.
Lay off.
Yeah.
Lay off. Very good. Altair, number 5.
Yep. Attempts to help the earthquake survivors were successful until the United Nations relief agencies ran out of supplies.
Yeah, ran out of supplies. Very good. Yes. Ale, number 6.
Change was brought about through the work of volunteers.
Brought about. Very good. Yes, that is correct. Yoali, number 7.
City residents will have to cut up with the presence of foreign military troops.
Put up with. Yes. Okay, put up with. Altair, number 8.
Hopefully someone will come up with a plan to reduce global warming.
Yes, so global warming. Very good. Excellent. Ale, number 9.
The actress volunteer work is helping human rights groups carry on their mission to help war refugees settle into their new lives overseas.
Very good. Carry out. Excellent, guys. Excellent. You got the idea. All right. Good. Now we are going to go to the next page and we're going to do the next activity, which is a vocabulary practice. Complete the article using the appropriate forms of the phrasal verbs. Remember, if you are talking in the past, you make the changes in the verb. Okay? We are going to use the same phrasal verbs of this page, of these phrasal verbs. We're going to use these phrasal verbs. Okay? So go ahead, do it. If you have any questions, you can ask me. If the class stops, connect again, please.